Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. It's time to rate the Mercato. And you would probably ask yourself, why is that video coming 2 days after the end of the Mercato? Because remember, it ends on the 5th of October, on Monday, and we are already Wednesday. For me, it's quite simple. If I would have rated the Mercato on the 5th, it would have been probably a total different vote and rate than today. Why? Because you are influenced by emotions at that moment. You were having expectations and maybe they came true or not at that moment, because we are human and we analyze things always like that. If we vote nobody for the entire session, but we finished with a big player, probably you will be influenced positively and you will say, what a great Mercato, look, Pogba, Aouar, I don't know, came at Juventus, amazing name for Juventus, that's the one I wanted, so I'm super happy. But we can also see the things otherwise. If we vote like 2-3 players in the beginning of the session and nobody for the remaining time, probably you will be frustrated and be more negative. And that's why I analyze it today, 2 days after, to be as objective as possible. For sure, guys, this is my rating, and maybe some of you will be totally agree with me, otherwise will be not. Let me know in the comment what you think, what was your rate, because I will give a rate on 10. That's what I will try to do, and I will try also to explain it. So let me know. For people that are new, put a maximum like and consider to subscribe if you want to. That would be amazing. We are already more than 7,500 and I would never have imagined that, so thank you again. And now we analyze the Mercato. So for me, what did Juventus do? They did a great job, absolutely yes, because a lot of players went away from Juve that we didn't want to see anymore, a lot, really a lot, and a few came in, a few that we will discuss. Who did we buy? Kulusevski, amazing player, would you say? Yes, but when we bought him, nobody knew him. It was a bet. He already scored 4 goals at Parma when we bought him. After the lockdown, he scored even more, 6 or 7, he finished at 10 or 11. So great player, I'm happy, but this happened before the pandemic, before coronavirus. If, and that's important, if we would have waited or the coronavirus came up before that time, I don't know if Kulusevski would have been today a Juventus player, but he is, and we have to congratulate our management. Well done for him. I'm sure he will be a really great player. Happy to see him. Only thing that I'm not really happy is the number he chose, 44, but that has nothing to see with that video. So great, well done. And after that, we have to divide. We have to divide the plans that Juventus had in mind and actually what happened, because we had to adapt due to that pandemic, due to coronavirus, due to the loss in financials, because we lost a lot, and not only Juve, a lot of clubs. But at the end we have to adapt, and I will try to not let me influence about that. Maybe I will give 2 scores, I don't know, let's see. But after Kulusevski, who else did we vote at the end? McKennie, player that nobody heard about, but a player that Pirlo described a lot in press conference. So I'm happy actually that we vote someone for the coach. That was not the case with Sarri. So well done. Then Morata, we vote Morata. Probably was not the first choice, because remember, Milik, Suarez, big name, Dzeko, all those names of strikers, and we ended with Morata. I'm still doubtful about that name. Chiesa, last day transfer. Some people, because we are divided about Chiesa, some people are super happy because he has stamina, because he can cross, because he's young, because he's Italian. The other one says, no, he will be a Bernardeschi 2.0. So he's dividing, but I believe also that was a player that we needed at the end. And Mandragora that we bought and we loaned back to Udinese because we had a verbal agreement. We don't forget the big swap, Arthur and Pjanic. I think also there we won. So entries, let's say that we can be happy because we had a mission. Remember the words of Agnelli after Lyon, rejuvenation. We have one of the oldest teams in Europe. We have to take that in consideration. We will work on it. And if you look at the age of those players, I believe today we can only be happy because they didn't promise us, but they let us understand that we would have been rejuvenated. And if you see the player that came in, except of Morata that is still 27 but he will be 28, the mission is accomplished. Another thing that we had to do was to lower the salary mass, the wages, and net, speaking about net, we saved approx 30 million salaries with the exits that we do. So I have to say on that part, young players, probably bets like a McKennie, like a Kulusevski, playing with Frabotta, who is actually not being bought but promoted from under 23, and even Portanova that we still have to discover. So I believe in those kind of things we succeeded. And then you have the exit part with a long list. Pjanic, we talk about it. Muratore, 7 million to Atalanta. Perin, Romero, Piazza, Luca Pellegrini, Rugani, De Sciglio, Douglas Costa, Mandragora, because we loaned him out again to Udinese, Matuidi and Higuain. A big word, especially in the last days. Who would have thought that in the last day we would have found a club for De Sciglio, for Douglas Costa and for Rugani. Rugani to Rennes, guys. So I have to say this is a big work, but only Muratore was sold, 7 million. And Pjanic was swapped. We can also consider it as a selling part, but all the other ones were on loan. On loan, or we stopped the contract. We even lost money with Higuain because Higuain was still on our books, so we have there a financial loss of 18 million euro. That's a lot of money. Matuidi, we could have sold him. He went away for free. So can we say that we did a great exit Mercato? Yes, because they are not there anymore and we are saving those salaries. All except of Khedira, because Khedira is still there and we still have him on the books for 6 million net. That's a lot of money. But the problem is that for the majority of them, we only loaned them. We loaned them, and a lot of them don't even have an obligation or a permission to buy. An option to buy. So no option or no obligation. So that means that they will come back. And that's why I want to start finishing this video with a name for this Mercato. Or probably two names. For the entry, yes, I would say accomplished Mercato, because we had an objective and we did it. For the exit, I will call it boomerang Mercato. A boomerang, why? Because if the player that we loaned out, they perform well, maybe it's a beautiful window and they will never come back. But if not, all those players, they will come back next year. And we will have again the same problem. Remember what I'm telling you since the beginning of the Mercato? I tell you, first we sell, then we buy. All those players will come back, so we will be in the same situation. We are just postponing the problem. With the only positive thing is that if they work well, if they do well, if they perform well in their new club, probably they will have a better Mercato than just being at Juventus and not playing like Khedira, for example. So this is the name, those are the names of the Mercato, and the rating, it's for me a 6.5 on 10. 6.5, I know it's not a lot, but I cannot give more because I know it was super difficult to do Mercato, and I believe that we did the best that we could do. Paratici, Cherubini, Agnelli, Nedved, they did the best that we can do in that particular situation. We could probably not do better. But sometimes your best is not enough. If tomorrow my son goes to school and he comes back home and he comes with a rating of, I don't know, 3 out of 10, 3 on 10, I can tell him what happened because it's not enough. And he will tell him, but I tried to do my best. I promise you, I studied really hard. But remember, I had to study at home because there was the lockdown. I couldn't go to school, so I had to follow everything on the webcam, online, and I didn't succeed. Will the school rate him more because he was at home? No. the final result will remain a 3 out of 10. And I will tell him, I'm proud of you because you did the best you could. But that doesn't mean that that note will magically change. And that's why I'm giving a 6.5 of the Mercato, because yes, Kulusevski is young, but we still have to test him as a number 10 or offensive 3. McKennie still has to prove a lot. Frabotta, Portanova, we have to see what they perform. Arthur, let's see, because it's another thing. Serie A and Barcelona, La Liga, is totally different, so he has to perform and show what he can. So, you know, when you hear names like Gosens, Kevin De Bruyne, Luis Suarez, I don't know if they would have fit better. Maybe the field, the pitch, the scores will show that it was actually the best Mercato ever. But probably we are missing something. Aouar and more. Haaland. I don't know. So this is for me the rating, 6.5. I don't know what you guys think about the Mercato, about the rating. I'm positive. I'm positive because we have a new coach, we have new players, we have positivity, we have a Ronaldo in top form, Dybala is coming back. So I'm really positive, but I'm rating the Mercato 6.5. That was it for me. I hope you enjoyed a longer video, no editing. But guys, if you are new to the channel, subscribe. For the other ones, stay on the channel and put a maximum of like. Thank you. Forza Juve.